I told my BF, 26 male, who I've been with for 4 years, 28 female, and living with that if he doesn't propose to me soon, we need to end it. Okay, that's a long title, I know. I'm sorry. So anyways, me and my boyfriend have been together for 4 years and living together for 3. I love him a lot and I have an end goal I want for us. Just to get married one day soon. I know he's only 2 years younger than me, but I'm 28 and feel like time is slipping away. I want to have one kid one day too. He does as well. I didn't pressure him. I didn't say you have to propose to me soon or we're done. But I didn't tell him if that's not in his plans in the next year or so, I have some considering to do. I just don't want to put all my time and energy into someone when they don't want the same outcome as me. He seemed like he didn't want to do that in the next year or so. I just don't want to waste my time. I don't want him to waste my time. I love him very much. But he's been seeming very distant lately as well. I think it might all be coming to an end with me and him soon, and I'm so sad if that's the case. Any advice would be nice. Thank you. TLDR. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years, and I don't think he plans on proposing to me. It happened to my cousin. His girlfriend wanted to get married before 30, and he wanted to get married before 40. She wanted to have kids before 30-something, but he wanted to have kids when he is 40-something. Yeah, they broke up. My cousin eventually got married 10 years later after they broke up. If you don't think you can wait 10 years, don't wait. Did he think it was easy for a 40-something woman to have a child, or did he want someone younger? Maybe that was his excuse to not have a child at all. Maybe. I stayed around for 9 years, and if I had to do it over again I would have ended it sooner. My new partner's mother said within 2 years you should really know and be getting to that point, and I believe her now. I lost so much time. 3 years. He said he didn't believe in marriage. Clearly between then and a year and a half later when he married his now wife, he changed his mind. Or, more likely, he always did want to be married. He just didn't want to be married to me. Always one of my worst fears. I'm so sorry. I think 4 years into a relationship with both people nearing 30 is an appropriate time to get an idea of a timeline on marriage. You're both in the right to want what you want and to take the steps to get those things. It does seem like the split would be generally amicable, as it seems the relationship has simply run its course. How's 26 nearing? Has valid concerns due to the relationship and life priorities, but it sounds like both are in different places in their lives, with different priorities. Just by the length of relationship. If you have been with someone this long you should by now know if you want to marry them one day or not. I agree. Sure, not every relationship has to keep moving forward. If both of you don't want to progress to the next step, and you're both happy where you're at, fine. Don't get married. But I hate when I see someone that really wants to get married, wasting 5+ years on someone that everyone else can see is not interesting in marrying them. Heck, I know by like 3 to 6 months and lol. It surprises me how some people can be in trial mode for a year or 2, or even longer. Once their best behaviors normalizes a few months in, who they are in essence won't really change. I guess I always date with the long term in mind though. I think you could know someone is marriage material after a year, but with some people 3 or 10 years could go by, and you're still not sure. That's when you realize the answer is no. I had a buddy in college who was in a long-term relationship from high school. They were attached at the hip. House together, shared dogs, the works. The one noticeable bit of friction was that he would never propose, and it bugged her a lot. He never cheated on her, never shopped around for an upgrade. He was just fine with the way things were. Everyone just assumed he wasn't the marrying type. Anyway, this went on for like a decade before she finally wound up having an affair with their building contractor. I'm not going to say what she did was right, but I know it just had to come from a place of frustration. Anyway, they broke up and a year later he met someone new and a year after that they were married. A kid came soon after. Point is, I think you gotta trust your gut here. Your timetable is reasonable. Your desires for your future are reasonable. If you feel like you're wasting your time in a dead end, make the hard call. It also doesn't help that he's such a mystery to you, even after 4 years. At this stage of things, you two should be on the same page. But instead you're consulting tea leaves to figure out where he sees this relationship going. Even if he dropped down on one knee tomorrow with a ring, this relationship would still give an outsider pause, as you two just don't seem like true partners to one another. I always see this happen. Long-term couples who have been together for their entire 20s, living a whole life together but never married. The girl gives an ultimatum and they break up. A year later, boom. The guy is now married with a pregnant wife. I have seen this happen like 5 different times. I think 4 years is a reasonable amount of time to know if you want to marry someone. If you don't, well, you probably don't. And it's not unreasonable for a woman to want to get married. I sometimes see people act like a woman is asking a lot for a proposal airing. But it's okay to want those things. My husband and I don't have kids, but I wanted the stability of marriage. Luckily, so did he. It's not entitled or bratty. Same. And anecdotally, all the couples I know who dated lived together for 8+ years and did get married, for divorced fairly quickly, like 1 to 3 years into marriage. I'm guessing because the proposal was an ultimatum, not a true desire to commit, and they both realized that marriage didn't solve anything fundamental in the relationship. Like you, I wanted marriage and think I'm worth committing to. It is irksome to me how the tone of a woman voicing her needs in a relationship is seen as man-trappy or pushy.